Okay, time for our monthly updates with mayors around the region. Up first on this Monday, Mayor from Hamilton, Andrea Horwath, joins us via Skype this morning. Good morning, Andrea.
Good morning, Tim. How are you?
I'm doing great. Listen, the last time, I guess, since you were last in, we had some visitors into the city of Hamilton, being the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his cabinet for 3 days. Did you get some time with the PM?
I did. I got a little bit of time to talk to the Prime Minister about some of the challenges that Hamilton is facing and some of the ways the federal government can help us reach those challenges or meet those challenges, as well as obviously saying, that we are grateful for some of the funding that they announced actually while they were here. For example, the airport funding.
Yeah, how do those conversations go? Is it just everybody kind of shaking hands and saying, yeah, that's a great idea? Or could there be, I don't know, steps taken? Could there be some concrete stuff from these chats?
No, absolutely. And in fact, I have subsequently already followed up with the local members of parliament that are in Prime Minister Trudeau's team, particularly Philomena Tassi, of course, Chad Collins, the former city councillor, and Lisa Hefner on the mountain, to do some of that follow-up. Homelessness and affordable housing is a major issue. We want to make sure that there's affordable housing built along the LRT corridor. It's another big piece. We have serious infrastructure challenges, as people know. And so those conversations I had with the Prime Minister then help to ensure that as I meet with the local members of parliament, we will be able to start moving on some of those pieces.
That the homelessness leads right into our next topic is encampment policies, because I know City Council did reject the $1.3 million encampment strategy for establishing what's being said a fresh approach.
Sure. There was quite a heart-wrenching discussion with some of the folks that do the work on the ground in the community agencies that are so important to try to provide support for people who are unhoused in our community. And their sense that they shared with the council was that they're concerned that we're not hitting the mark on this one. So we've extended the pilot until the end of April. And during the interim period, so between now and then, there will be further consultation with the community organizations and frontline people that are working with folks who are unhoused and living rough in Hamilton to see if we can come to something that's more amenable and that they feel more comfortable with.
That leads into the budget in the 2023 Hamilton Municipal budget. Where are we at with the budget, Andrea?
Well, we've passed the capital budget already, and so that's some of the big infrastructure projects. And if I'm not mistaken, we've upped the investment in infrastructure by almost $300 million, which is, I think, reflective of what we've heard from Hamiltonians, that they want to see more attention to some of our aging infrastructure. But we've also now been going through the departmental budgets. In other words, all of the various departments, the services that they provide to Hamiltonians. And we're wrestling with that work right now. Because
taxes are going up when it comes to homes. What kind of feedback have you received on that?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that people are struggling these days. We talked about housing very briefly off the hop, but certainly life has become really quite unaffordable for many people. So we have to be really, really careful about making sure that we're providing the services that support families and that help Hamiltonians to build a great life here, while at the same time understanding that they're pretty stretched financially right now in today's economy with everything so expensive. So at this point, at the start, I guess is the way to say it, the tax rate was pegged at about the increase at about 5.4%. We're certainly looking at how can we make that a little more reasonable and do everything we can to get that amount down. And at this point, we're still in the process. So we're expecting to be completed this effort by the end of March, and we'll have a much better sense of where we're at then.
We have to get into Black History Month as we finish up here, because we're into February. We Are Hamilton, Black History Remembered is the campaign that the city is doing.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic campaign. In fact, the launch at City Hall was nothing short of spectacular. The community has been pulling together and working towards putting this event in place. And of course, the launch was one piece. Now we have a number of other events that are happening in the city, including the longstanding John C. Holland Awards, which are upcoming. We have 16 Black Hamiltonians that have contributed significantly to our city over the years, and they are being honored with banners on the streets, particularly James Street North. Buses are being wrapped with the logo, if you will, and the messaging for Black History Month for, if I'm not mistaken, something like 16 weeks. There were 16 people, by the way, that were honored with the banners, and it's an extremely important time to remember that Black history is our history. That the Black community has played a significant role in Hamilton's development over the many years.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Appreciate you joining us. We'll talk to you next month. Hopefully, we'll have you back in studio at that time.
I certainly hope so.
Hamilton Mayor Andrea Horwath. Have a great week.